Iran's Qased rocket launch, new tensions in the Middle East. Imagine a world where the threat of war hangs in the balance, and a single rocket launch can send shockwaves around the globe. This is the reality we're facing today, as Iran's recent test of its Qased satellite launch rocket has raised alarm bells worldwide. But here's where it gets controversial. The launch has sparked heated debates about the true intentions behind Iran's space program. Is it a genuine attempt to explore the cosmos, or a covert operation to develop ballistic missiles? The answer to this question could have far-reaching implications for global security. To understand the significance of this event, let's dive into the details. The Qased rocket, a hybrid-fueled satellite carrier, was first launched in 2020, successfully deploying a military satellite into orbit. This latest test, however, did not involve the deployment of a satellite, but rather aimed to validate design improvements and test new technologies that could enhance Iran's space capabilities. The Iranian government has described the launch as a civilian endeavor, but many Western nations are skeptical, citing concerns that the technology could be used to develop long-range ballistic missiles. And this is the part most people miss: the Qased rocket's use of a combination of solid and liquid fuels is eerily similar to the design of many ballistic missile systems. U.S. Republican Senator Tom Cotton has been vocal about his concerns, dismissing Iran's launch as a ridiculous charade designed to hide their true intentions. Iran's space program is nothing more than a ridiculous charade designed to hide their efforts to develop long-range ballistic missiles to attack America and our allies, he tweeted. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump has vowed to strike Iran's nuclear sites again, if necessary, reigniting tensions between the two nations. But what do experts think about the situation? Sina Azodi, assistant professor at the Elliott School of International Affairs, believes that not only is Iran enhancing its capabilities, but it is also sending a loud political message. Bradley Bowman, senior director at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, warns that increased ability to put systems in space will strengthen the regime's intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities for offensive and defensive operations, as well as provide a potential pathway to field an intercontinental ballistic missile. So, what happens next? The Qased launch has added urgency to European efforts to resume stalled nuclear negotiations, with discussions set to continue in Istanbul. The timing of the test is expected to factor into deliberations by France, Germany, and the United Kingdom over whether to trigger the UN snapback mechanism to restore sanctions. As the world watches with bated breath, we're left wondering, what are the true intentions behind Iran's space program? Is it a genuine attempt to explore the cosmos, or a covert operation to develop ballistic missiles? We want to hear from you. Do you think Iran's space program is a cause for concern, or is it a legitimate endeavor? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Newsweek is committed to journalism that is factual and fair, and we value your input. Rate this article and let us know what you think. Understanding the Qased satellite carrier, Iran's strategic leap. Let's take a closer look at a notable advancement in Iran's space endeavors that's sure to raise eyebrows: the recent suborbital test conducted with the Qased satellite carrier. This innovative experiment isn't just a scientific milestone, it represents Iran's continual strive for technological independence and might. With this test, Iran aims to refine its satellite capabilities and bolster its overall space infrastructure, signaling to the world that the nation is progressing swiftly in its space ambitions. Not only does this achievement underscore Iran's commitment to self-sufficiency, but it also sends a stark political message: Iran's missile program is not just surviving, it's thriving. Now, what exactly is the Qased carrier rocket? In essence, Qased, or Qased, meaning messenger in Persian, is a sophisticated three-stage satellite launch vehicle, SLV, birthed from the efforts of the Islamic Revolution Guards Corps, IRGC, Aerospace Force. Its primary purpose: to launch small satellites, largely intended for intelligence and imaging purposes, into low Earth orbit, LEO, which is defined by altitudes ranging from 160 to 2,000 kilometers. This rocket is a pivotal component of Iran's military-oriented space program, distinct from the more civilian-focused Iranian Space Agency, ISA. Unlike previous launch vehicles, which take off from the Imam Khomeini Space Center, the Qased utilizes the Shahrud rocket base, situated in central Semnan province. The first stage of Qased employs a liquid fuel system, believed to be derived from the Garder Medium-Range Ballistic Missile, MRBM. This choice lowers developmental risks by leveraging proven technologies. The subsequent stages, however, rely on solid fuel, with the Salmon upper stage being a notable advancement from the IRGC. The use of solid fuel technology is critical. It improves reliability and reduces the time needed to prepare for launches when compared to liquid-fueled rockets. In terms of capacity, Qased can transport small satellites weighing between 50 and 60 kilograms. A prime example of its successful deployment was the NOR-1 satellite, a 6U CubeSat that had launched into a 426 by 444 km orbit. Notably, Qased has extended its reach to altitudes of 450 km, surpassing the previous benchmark set by the ceasefire SLV, which could only reach 250 km. One striking feature of the Qased is its unique mobile launching capability, using a transporter erector launcher, TEL, unlike the fixed pads that support the ISA's ceasefire and SIMO rockets. Furthermore, the IRGC is already developing the KAME-100 SLV, which shares some technology with the Qased but is optimized for higher altitudes, clearly illustrating the evolution of Iran's launch capabilities. Now, let's consider the track record of the Qased. To date, there have been 3 successful orbital launches in years 2020, 2022, and 2023, in addition to the latest suborbital test carried out recently. What sets Qased apart is its blend of a dependable liquid fuel first stage paired with cutting-edge solid fuel upper stages, enabling it to avoid the mishaps that plagued earlier SLVs like ceasefire and SIMO. Some highlights of its launches reveal its impressive success. On April 22, 2020, Qasted's inaugural journey successfully placed NOR-1, Iran's first officially recognized military satellite, into its designated orbit. Analysts were caught off guard by this launch, given that the Shahroud facility had previously gone under the radar in terms of IRGC's capabilities. Further, on March 8, 2022, the Qased vehicle executed another successful launch, sending NOR-2 into a higher orbit, showcasing its growing operational reliability. Then, on September 27, 2023, NOR-3 was launched into a 450 km orbit, complete with imaging and signal intelligence capabilities, reflecting the rocket's evolving sophistication. So, what does this latest suborbital test signify? Conducted on July 21, this particular test was aimed at assessing new technologies for Iran's burgeoning space program, even though no satellites were deployed into orbit. Suborbital flights, while reaching the edge of space, do not circle the Earth but instead follow a parabolic path before returning. Though specifics regarding the altitude or specific goals of the test remain under wraps, it likely focused on validating multistage separation, inertial navigation systems, and advancements in solid fuel technology. Conducted in the wake of intensified Israeli-American actions against Iran, this test illustrates the IRGC's determination to bolster its missile and space capabilities, firmly defiant against external pressures. The Shahroud facility itself has faced attacks in the past, notably Israeli airstrikes in October 2024 and June 2025, with accusations fluttering about crippling Iran's solid fuel missile initiatives being clearly overstated. Through its missile operations and ongoing tests of satellite carriers, Iran's retaliation demonstrates the resilience of its strategic posture. Despite various challenges, Iran remains on a fortified path toward advancing its missile and space initiatives. What do you think? Is Iran's pursuit of these technologies a demonstration of strength, or does it escalate tensions further? Feel free to share your thoughts and perspectives on this rapidly evolving situation.